Now to a disturbing story, Douglas, and a warning for viewers. Some of you may find the following footage distressing. It is graphic footage. This is a story out of Sydney of men being brutally bashed by groups of young Islamist men. In one case captured on video, but much of it too disturbing to put to air, even with pixelation. In this attack, you see this young university student being left for dead after the assailant repeatedly stumps on his head while yelling, "You want to be gay," and "Islamic State lives." But Douglas, despite the brutality of the attack and the victim suffering a broken nose, an eye socket, deep facial cuts and other serious injuries, his attacker walked free on 9 months probation with no conviction recorded. And he's suspected of other similar attacks. We've seen this phenomenon of gay men being targeted by Islamists in a number of cities across Europe. What is the answer, Douglas?
You know, the answer is to apply the law to its fullest extent. I can't imagine how someone can just walk out of a court after being found to have committed such an appalling, violent crime. I mean, it's for the Australian legal system to address that. But would this be the case if the culprit had been anyone else? Would it be the case if the victim had been anyone else? These are questions that the Australian legal system and politicians have to address. But the real thing that underlies all of this, Rita, is, as you mentioned, there has actually been quite a lot of such attacks, not least, for instance, in Ireland a couple of years ago, when an Islamist extremist beheaded 2 gay men. Now, these sorts of attacks are the sort of thing which, in a previous generation, we'd have a load of human rights groups, we'd have a load of campaigning politicians and others highlighting the targeting of gay men by religious bigots. But why the silence now? Why the silence from all these groups? Why the silence even from the LGBTQIA plus groups and others? Why are they not making an issue of this? And I think we all know the answer, which is the hierarchy that has been created in recent years, in which certain victims are more important than other victims. Certain perpetrators can be deemed less guilty than other perpetrators. And that's the two-tier justice system that people have identified in the UK. It's clearly going on in Australia as well. It's clearly going on across most Western countries. I would just plead with people to not allow such double standards to go on, because if you do, then attacks like that will not be one-offs. They will grow increasingly common because it'll be clear to certain people that the law does not apply to them and that certain victim groups do not need to be cared for, pitied, or have attacks on them prevented.